The roar of our engines, the pump of our heartbeats, the pedal to our metal, the sparks that ignite us, the pistons that push us, the passions that drive us. From the feelings that move us to the places that pull us on the roads that unite us. With nearly 6,000 stores and over 17,000 auto care centers, Napa has America's largest network of parts and care, here to keep you firing on all cylinders.
Three little words no parent wants to hear.
My tummy hurts.
And it always seems to happen at the worst times. Like in the middle of the morning rush, when you still have homework to check and lunches to pack, and of course, you're already late for work. Luckily, there's Pepto Kids. Pepto Kids chewables provide fast relief for common stomach issues, turning those three words into these three words.
I feel better.
Bad time for stomach upsets? Good time for Pepto Kids chewables. Fast relief for little tummies. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Chance here to Tyre take the lead. Love leave it for Johnson. Over to Lewis. Drive all the way to the bucket. Lay it up and score it. We're even.
Well, the bench mob came through in this one tonight. Jaden Bradley, KJ Lewis, Motheus Krivas, 23 points off the bench in terms of the offense. Jaden Bradley didn't necessarily shoot it well, but man, did he and KJ Lewis bring the energy that was needed on the defensive end of the floor. KJ Lewis with 2 huge steals in this ball game. And the Wildcats survive the hot shooting Stanford Cardinal. I mean, 11 threes in the first 8 minutes of that game. And I was thinking, oh boy, here we go. I have not seen a lot of games lately where one team comes down, makes a 3. Other team goes right back down, makes a 3. Other team goes right back down, makes a 3. I mean, it was that kind of opening to this ball game Sunday night at McHale Center. And the Cardinal built a huge lead early. They were up by 11 at the half after the Wildcats. Had battled back to tie it. But then in the second half, boy, the defense just took control for the Wildcats as they held the Cardinal to 26 points. Stanford had 45 points in the first half, 26 after the intermission. The Wildcats outscored them by 22 in the second half, and they win it by 11, 82-71. The final at McHale Center. Your Arizona Wildcats all alone in first place in the Pac-12 Conference, 1 game up on the Oregon Ducks and the Washington State Cougars, heading to the most difficult road trip, I think, maybe in recent memory, to Utah and Colorado, a pair of teams that, if you heard the end of the postgame show, Brian Jeffries, the voice of the Wildcats, said have combined to go 24-0 at home this season. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Joined, as always, by my guys. We have got an empty chair there. That's not Kelvin Efon. He's right there. Kelvin Efon, the captain, 1998. And we've got J.W. Madden looking all dazzling in his black Scully right there. Looking like a hard guy from the neighborhood.
Cold guy, not hard guy.
What neighborhood are you from there, homeboy?
Sabino Canyon.
Sabino Canyon. Okay. I don't know. There's a few tough guys over there. Yeah. There's a few tough guys over at Sabino Canyon. We want to talk to you about this one as well. Kelvin, initial thoughts on this 82-71 win over Stanford?
Well, just like you said, the first half, man, I mean, Stanford just was knocking everything down. I mean, they were just throwing that thing up. I mean, the center, man, big fella was just, come on now. It was
Maxime
just.
Reynaud.
I was like, I was like, NBA?
A big man who can shoot like that, I think he might have a future.
Yeah, you wonder sometimes why these guys don't play this way in other games. I'm like, just against U of A, you just say you're just going to go for it. I'm like, no, go for it every game. Don't just wait around, for U of A, because we want you guys to be better. So that helps with our quality points and different things. So I just think that, they played great in the first half, and U of A stayed connected. They stayed just right there close enough to where going into the second half, if they picked up that defense and made a run offensively, they can win this game. And that's exactly what happened. They really picked up the defense and really tried to run those guys off the three-point line. But even with that being said, they still got some good ones. They just missed, I thought.
Do you want to know how many made three-pointers Maxime Renaud had? We actually talked about it in the pregame.
6?
No, remember, because you
6?
said 7 had 10, and I said Maxine only needs 2 more.
Right.
He only had 8 made threes coming into this game, 8 for 28.
And he had 5 made, 5 for 6 tonight?
Right. So he had 8 made three-pointers coming into this game to just pile on to Kelvin's point here about guys going off against Arizona and save it for some other teams. 8 made three-pointers in his entire season, 5 made three-pointers in this game.
Yeah. I mean, just unbelievable. Unbelievable. And what's interesting just about this team, this Arizona team in this season is, I mean, if you'd have told me that Keyshawn Johnson would score 0 points in any game, let alone a game like this, and Arizona would win, I would say, I don't know about that. But it just goes to show the balance on this team. It just, again, and we'll hear from Tommy Lloyd coming up a little bit later, but one of the things I heard him say was like, hey, sometimes it's not one person's night. This was not Keyshawn's game, and he's fine. He was fine with that. He was fine with the other guys coming in and picking him up. He's picked up a lot of folks this season. Tonight they picked him up in this situation. Guys coming off the bench, back-to-back double-digit games by KJ Lewis, man. I'll tell you what, he's starting to roll down the stretch.
Fell on his hip, right?
Oh, God, that was...
And after, I was like, oh, man, I hope he's okay. And after that, I mean, what did he score? Like the next 6 points? I think he got 4 rebounds in the next 2 minutes, 2 steals. He is like one of, like a Incredible Hulk type situation where he got... I don't know what happened there, but he certainly wasn't hobbled. He came back angry, came back and impacted the game even more.
Yeah, I mean, tough kid.
He's great.
He's
I love KJ
kid.
Lewis.
He is a tough kid, for sure. There's no question about that. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We got a lot in store for you. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll review our best bets to the game, as well as let you hear. We'll go back to McHale Center. I believe the post game was Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis. KJ Lewis 2 nights in a row getting the post game interview honors, man. Again, a freshman. What he's done, I think he was 5 for 8 in the last game, so he's 10 for his last 16. Didn't hit the threes tonight, but hit some 2s and again just
But only took 1.
Yeah.
But only took 1. He didn't try to get into a 3-point contest with a team that he like clearly can shoot the heck out of the ball. Where Arizona said, you know what, we're gonna go get those 2s. Always be talking about J-Dub, right?
Yep.
And they started really getting to the basket, getting N1s and scoring around the basket and getting dunks. And yeah, those 3s go down and they look nice and they look fancy. But when you're getting to that bucket, man, I mean, it's just good things end up happening.
48.
48.
Well, I said 45 or 50 points in the paint. They had 48.
Yeah.
It is.
50, like that 50 number. It's not quite there, but I mean, come on. We all know, we've seen this team enough to know they're more impactful when they make it a point to get 2 feet in the paint. I mean, come on. Like, I think that's what happened last time in Palo Alto. Stanford came out, they shot lights out early, and like you said, Kelvin, the guys, I think, that in that situation tried to shoot with them, tried to stay in the game by shooting 3s. And this time, it's like, nah, we're going to get to Balo. We're going to make sure we impose our will at the rim.
And in the last game also, the number I heard, they had 29 bench points, did Stanford, and they only had 2.
Wasn't it 40? Nah, they had a bunch.
Yeah, it was high.
I'll go check it
points
out.
Off their bench. Yeah, they had a bunch. They only had 2 tonight.
Yeah.
Off the bench.
Yeah, no, last time out, They had 28, 16, and 5. So, 48 points.
Yeah, but they missed the 28 guy.
Carlisle.
Woo.
Carlisle.
Cannon Carlisle was not there tonight.
Yeah, the way that they was playing the first half, all I was thinking in my mind was, I'm glad he wasn't there.
Right.
That's all I was thinking in my mind. I was like, ooh, man, if they had that guy, because they needed him desperately in the second half.
Michael Jones, though, did not. He came out hot. I believe he had 18 at the break, but only 3 in the second half. So, again, the defense was better. But, again, they, too, like you said, Kelvin, they also missed shots in the second half that they were making in the first half.
And you got to give credit to the defense for that. The defense keep chasing them. You're staying on them. You're wearing them down. Because that's what we say about three-point shooters sometimes. They kill you a lot of times in the first half when they're fresh, right? And they're getting those shots off. You give them open shots and they knock them down. But you got to keep chasing them. You got to keep defending them and getting up, meeting them at the half court, meeting them full court, wearing their legs down. A lot like how you see people trying to do with Steph Curry. You got to try to wear them down so they don't have those legs in the late, in that second half, so those same shots don't go down.
Yeah, they were having trouble getting the ball just around the horn. Like they were struggling because of that on-ball pressure from the Arizona guards there in the second half. Like they were struggling just to make passes, Kelvin.
Yeah, they extended that defense way beyond the three-point line.
Caleb Love didn't necessarily shoot it great tonight. 5 of 16, 2 of 9 from 3, but 18 points because, again, he gets to the line 7 times and makes 6 of those. 8 rebounds, 7 assists. So,
triple-double.
They
Love
need a
it.
triple-double on a night that he didn't even really shoot it that great.
Man, I mean, and again, that's what it's about, man. You continue to play hard. I saw him, and a lot of those rebounds were defensive rebounds, and he pushed the ball, on the break.
All 8 were defensive rebounds.
Exactly. I couldn't see that actual stat, but I saw him. He was getting the rebound and pushing the ball, and that's huge when you're playing a team that is trying to rebound and pass it back out for 3. So as many possessions that we can gather is great. So to see those guards digging in there and helping, especially against a long team like this, to see the guards getting in there and rebounding is just huge.
You want to talk about like the season and learning and what Kelvin's always talking about guys getting to know each other. Look no further than Caleb Love's game in Palo Alto. You ready? 9 for 19, 23 points, 0 assists, 3 boards. 0 assists and 3 boards. He affected this game tonight. Obviously, love to see Caleb score the 30-plus points whenever he's got it going. But the fact that he really was involving his teammates, he could get where he needed to get, Kelvin, like always. But making sure that everybody else was getting touches. I mean, that led to a little bit more free offense. You heard a lot of guys' names called, especially in that second half. So filling up the stat sheets like that, and the 8 rebounds, that was his season high. So definitely with that 5-out set that Stanford's run a lot of long rebounds.
And I'll say this, on that lob play right now, he's the best lob thrower.
Yeah,
he's the best that was right now. Nice. A little better than Larson, a little bit better than Boswell. So when they get him in that action and that play is working right there, where you got that backside shooter over there holding that backside guard from helping on well, he really can't do anything once you get the ball up in the air to Ballo anyway. But, man, that was some nice hands by Ballo. Did you see that catch he caught in the air and then finished it off the backboard with the nice little fingertip? But you couldn't have dunked that. Yeah. You couldn't have dunked that. That's some nice hands right there. That was some nice hands.
17 made field goals for Arizona in the second half, all from 2. They did not make a 3-point shot. Did Arizona in the second half, and they outscored Stanford by 22 points.
Yeah, they came out of that locker room, and it was like, okay, the rim's right there. Go get it.
And they didn't get to the line. They had 2 free throws in the first half, but again, get to the line, which they did in the second half. You get there 16 times. You make 14. I was like, I couldn't believe, at the end of the first half, I looked up, I was like, wait a minute. This is the first time we've shot free throws tonight.
Yeah, there weren't many free throws all
Kelvin
around.
Said, man, like Kelvin said the pregame show, when you're shooting threes, ain't nobody going to the line.
No, you're not going to the line.
Nope.
And then, again, second half, 17 twos, but you also get to the line 16 times. So that's kind of how that works in the game of basketball. All right. 82-71, the final score. Arizona knocks off Stanford. We're going to take your calls coming up next. We want to hear from you. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We'll take you probably to around 11-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood. It is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog Inn Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, The Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Sean Furrier for Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care. Now that winter is really here, cooler overnight temperatures mean that your tire pressure warning light could be on. In most cases, you solve the problem by simply adding the correct amount of air to your tires. As always, you can stop by any of our 14 area Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care locations for a free tire inspection and air pressure check. And if you need help with that low pressure warning light, we fix those too. Check out jackfurriers.com. Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care since 1960, here to get you there.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' Kay. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rockin' Kay. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockinK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
What up, Tucson? This is Joseph Blair, former Wildcat and assistant coach of the Washington Wizards. When I came to play basketball at the U of A in the 90s, the Tucson community became and has always remained a special part of my life. And this is why I proudly joined the Meridian Wealth Management Tucson Advisory Business Council. If you have financial questions or concerns, please be sure and call my friends Natalie or Ruben Fernandez at 719-1433 or visit online at Meridian Wealth LLC. And as always, bear down, Tucson.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Whether you're preparing for a proposal, planning a getaway, or spending time with your special someone, don't let your knee, hip, and back pain become that annoying third wheel. The Good Feet Store's arch supports can help you live the life you love 2 feet at a time. And here's a bonus. They're HSA FSA eligible. Schedule your free fitting and test walk at goodfeet.com or just drop by your nearest store. Walk-ins are always welcome. Make 2024 the year of memorable moments, not aches.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have 0 interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
For Johnson, over to Bradley. Baseline, shut off by Bynum. Bounce pass. Larson inside. Krivas, slam home two.
Jaden Bradley with the drive. Pella Larson with an incredible dive cut and dump off to Krivas.
Yeah, that was a nice play right there. Great passing by the Arizona Wildcats on that play, making the extra pass to get a dunk from Mateus Krivas. He finished with 6 points in 11 minutes, 6 points, 5 rebounds. And the big fella also had a blocked shot in the game. 82-71, Arizona beats Stanford. Wildcats all alone in first place in the Pac-12 Conference at 8-3, one up on the Oregon Ducks and Washington State Cougars. Ducks lost yesterday. Cougars won yesterday. 520-848-1290, 520-848-1290. Let's start to hear from you on this one. And first up is Anthony. You're on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show, Wildcats Radio 1290.
Hello, guys. How you guys doing tonight?
Good, Anthony. How are you?
Good. Interesting game, man. I'm a little worried about running into Stanford and Vegas. It seems like we bring out the best in them, and they bring out the worst in us, man. And they just also the way that game ended, we probably could have once Love got the ball, he could have probably slowed it down, but we got the dunk, and then I think we got Lewis with another layup to just make the game end a little weird. So their coach is going to use that as motivation if we run into them again. But just weird game. First half, we shot too many threes, and they hit their threes. They hit a lot of wide open threes. Our guards left them open too, but then they hit some tough contested shots too. Second half, you guys were right on, man. We just hey, you know what? We're gonna attack the basket. We're gonna go to the basket more. What you guys said? 17 baskets we scored in the second half.
All
was
twos,
that what it was?
yeah, 17 twos.
Yes. Yeah, 21 assists today for a game.
There you
so
go.
that made me a little happier. The assists right there, getting those extra passes here and there. Man, just a great. One thing I like that Lloyd did today that he hasn't been doing is a lot, and I think we talked about this before, is we've got a lineup in there that's made a run, and then he went back to, Boswell and that. It was nice to see Lewis and Bradley finish off the game. They're like a 4 or 5 minute span in the second half that they just ate up Stanford. Them two alone, just the pressure that they caused, filling the lanes, just just even if it wasn't a steal or anything like that, just getting him out of position. And it was just, like I said, it was a fun game. It was a fun game today.
Well, what happened was he actually kind of reversed what he reversed it in the second half. Now, normally your guys off the bench, like your Bradleys and your Lewises, they're going to get 9 to 10 minutes. And that's what they got in the first half. But in the second half, it was Boswell that got the 9 minutes. So, I mean, you got to bring him in. You got to bring him back, to give those guys a blow. But still, Bradley and Lewis had the lion's share of the minutes in the second half. KJ played 15 minutes in the second half, 15 of his 26, and Bradley played 11 of his 20 in the second half.
Yeah, there are two firecrackers that helped us out. Love, there's a little concerned with some of Love's shot selection in the second half, but man, I mean, you got to ride with Love, man. Like, you guys hit it off: 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals. He had 3 turnovers, but when you get 7 assists to 3 turnovers with everything he did today, and I mean, he was really, honestly, there's a couple layups that were contested that he usually makes, just slightly missed those. So he was just a couple baskets away from a 24, 25-point game. One thing that impressed me about Love, I didn't talk to you guys after the Cal game, but one thing that really impressed me about Love and showed me he's turning things around from like his North Carolina days, his rep, is he had that massive game at Oregon, 36 points, right? He comes in, he plays the leading scorer for Cal. You think like the old Love would have like, okay, I'm going to ride the flow. I'm going to shoot through the wind. Everything, it's a showdown, me and this guy. He played good team ball, 10 shots, played, against Cal. And so I was like, he could have rode his flow, like 36 points, the previous game. Let's see what I could do the next game. But he played good team ball. Even today, like with his, he did some bad shot selection, but time to time. But just besides that, though, man, he's a complete game. And that's what we were missing from Boswell when Boswell went through that bad December, is when Boswell was having a weird shooting game. Everything else didn't no rebounds, no assists, or if it was, it's just very minuscule. The thing about Love is that he's been filling up the stat sheet, and Ball's had actually a couple of nice games too. I would even say that Oregon game, you didn't have a big stat line, but you guys made a great point. What's the big man for Oregon? I can't say his name. I always have trouble with it.
For Oregon? Oregon. Nafale Dante.
Yeah, the big thing that Ballo did was that guy didn't score 30. That guy had like 17, 18. So, I mean, that was a big thing. Ballo didn't have a big stat line against him, but that guy didn't blow up for 30. And that was a key thing that Ballo did. And so Ballo's had a nice little 3-game run as well. So it's like I said, I just don't want to run into Stanford in Vegas.
Well, I was listening to a little bit of their broadcast on the way back. And that's exactly one of the things they said. They were like, ooh, we wouldn't mind seeing these guys in Vegas on a neutral court. Because they, the way they shoot the ball, they feel like maybe in a neutral setting, that equalizes things a little bit for them.
Yeah, and it's just like there's some of those teams. It doesn't matter what the record is. There's some teams that they just feel they have confidence with against you, and it just feels like Stanford has that confidence against Arizona.
And they'll get knocked off from Oregon State before they get to us. That's usually what happens. They get to us and give us a dog fight, but they get knocked off by Oregon State. The one thing I was going to tell you, though, I was listening to you, and I heard you talking about Boswell compared to Love, and I'll say, you know what that sounds like to me? An 18-year-old to a 22-year-old.
Mm-hmm. Good point. Great point, man. Especially a 22-year-old. That's been through the wars already, and we have the
He's been through the war. I hate what happens sometimes to guys like Caleb at places like North Carolina over there where they have all that talent, but they you go look at what Baycott and some of the guys that they have, they so big that they can't create their own offenses, and a lot of times it's the easiest guy a lot of time to take away is the other team's big man. So when you see the teams have a bunch of those 6'11" and 7-foot guys out there, they're actually easy to guard. Unless you run into like a Stanford J-Dub, right, where the guys could, throw up a couple threes and make them, but they're usually pretty easy to guard because the passing isn't good and you don't have a lot of creativity from guard play. So you'll get guys, having to jack up shots or whatnot. But, again, I just think that Love's maturity makes him understand that there's other things that you can do to get involved in the game, and I think that's something that Boswell is going to continue to grow into.
And Boswell's been he hasn't had the great stat lines, but you see his activities change over the last couple of games, like last 3 or 4 games since he had that bad set at Oregon State. You see him a little bit more in the lane. What I like is he's touching the paint, meaning even if he's not getting a shot off, he's getting in the paint, he's getting baseline, stuff like that. And his stat line hasn't been great, but it's been the difference in some of these games for us, And so that's what I like. I just like his enthusiasm a little bit more. And then I don't know what Pella has for NIL, but he really needs to get in contact with Icy Hot, man, because he's on the floor every play. He takes the worst beatings, man. He needs to get something with the punching bag, Tylenol or something, man, because he's taking a beating every game.
Game physical, man. You know that guy at the gym at the park that's gonna give his body. Gonna give everything he got for the squad, and the guys can depend on him. They love him. You never hear these guys talking about they don't need Pele in there. He's like their heart and soul, of the squad. But I'll say this right here as well. With one thing about Caleb is he missed 7 threes, and then he went to the basket today 7 times as well, and he missed some of those layups right there. But did you notice those layups pulled the big man over to help, and they were rebound putbacks? That's a little bit of what I want to see also out of Boswell. He took 6 shots, but 5 of them were threes, right? So we'd love to see him get in there sometimes and get that little shot up, and that rebound seems to come right to your guy because a lot of time when you penetrate, the big have to come over and contest, and that gives your guy a chance to get it.
He blew the one layup too, Kelvin. I mean, because he got in there, got 2 feet, went up with 2 feet, and he went off backboard to the other side of the rim.
I saw that.
So he again, all we're talking about here is with the in-game experience of how fast and how big and how strong those guys are. It's so different getting in that lane and how quickly those shooting windows close up. And so Boswell looked like he felt the shot blocker coming along, just hit the backboard all the way to the other side. But, I mean, anytime Boswell gets his feet in the paint, like you're saying, Anthony, it just makes his all-around game so much better. I'll tell you one thing also is those 2 rebounds. I mean, anybody who doesn't think Kylan Boswell is athletic, how high did he high point those 2 rebounds? I mean, he must – you don't see him, Kelvin. We don't see that vert very often. But on those rebounds, I mean, he definitely gets up as, high pointed that twice.
Yeah.
Hey, we appreciate your call, Anthony. Thank you so much.
Oh, you guys have a wonderful weekend, man. A wonderful night. Bear down, guys. Talk to you soon.
All right, 520-848-1290. Bear down to you, Anthony. 82-71. The final score. Time now to award our Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game. And for that, it's going to go to the guard. Caleb Love, 8 rebounds, 8 defensive rebounds in this ball game tonight. You said, J-Dub, that's his season high, 8 rebounds?
That's what I heard on the broadcast, yeah. Yeah, I'd have to double check. 7. Oh, he tied it. So he had 8 against Washington State, 7, 8 against Colgate. So he's had 8 3 times this year. 3 times
now. Okay. Caleb Love is your Window Depot Glass Cleaner of the Game. Window Depot, lowest prices, biggest inventory. Shop thewindowdepot.com. 82-71, Arizona knocks off Stanford. Coming up, we will go back to McHale Center. We'll hear from the players, Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis. We'll review our keys to the game, plus our best bets and a whole lot more. We'll take your calls as well. 520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. Wildcats knock off the Stanford Cardinal. They're in first place in the Pac-12 Conference by 1 game. With Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Make sure your family is safe and warm during the cooler months. I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rock's Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Heating is our middle name, and we can make sure your furnace is running efficiently. Call us at 520-440-4069 for honest heating and plumbing service to the Tucson area for over 20 years.
Southern Arizona Radiology Associates have been dedicated to providing superior images and quality care for the last 35 years. They're the one you trust when you need an X-ray, CT scan, ultrasound, mammogram, or MRI. They have locations in Tucson, Green Valley, and Sierra Vista. Ask your doctor to refer you to Southern Arizona Radiology Associates today. That's Southern Arizona Radiology Associates. Visit their website at sararadiology.com or call 520-335-6849 for more information.
Cantina nachos, strawberry watermelon margaritas, a few zombie kills, and all your favorite sports teams live? When your day calls for some winning, it's time for Dave & Buster's, where you can eat, drink, play, and watch all the sports you want. They've got massive HD TVs, hundreds of the hottest new games, a chef-crafted menu, and an incredible list of beers, wines, and cocktails. So remember, if your day calls for a little victory, a little triumph, a little win, it's probably calling for Dave & Buster's.
Broadway in Tucson presents the Rockin' 2023-2024 season featuring 8 blockbuster productions including Disney's Aladdin, The Book of Mormon, Hairspray, and Chicago. Enjoy the Southern Arizona musical premieres of Tina, the Tina Turner Musical, Ain't Too Proud, The Life and Time of the Temptations, MJ the Musical, and Mrs. Doubtfire. Secure your choice season tickets today and get the ultimate in flexibility and the lowest prices all season. Visit BroadwayInTucson.com and secure your season tickets today.
Are you ready to adopt? Come to the Humane Society of Southern Arizona. When you adopt from us, you will save more than one life. You'll also make room for the next pet in need. The Humane Society of Southern Arizona has been compassionately serving pets and the people who love them since 1944. Our knowledgeable adoption matchmakers will help you find the right pet for your home and support you after you adopt. We are open 7 days a week at our main campus at 635 West Roger Road. Learn more and see adoptable pets at hssaz.org.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rockin' K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Explore natural open space, a network of connecting trails, and a community park within the Vale School District. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rockin' K with home savings up to $35,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. Live RockinK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
As Arizona's leading personal injury law firm for more than 30 years, Goldberg & Osborne agrees, bear down, Arizona. With offices statewide, including 5 in Tucson and Southern Arizona, the Eagle gives you home field advantage. More than 1,800 5-star Google reviews prove Goldberg & Osborne has the playbook for any situation. So after any accident, let the attorneys voted best personal injury law firm tackle that insurance company and get you the settlement you deserve. Goldberg & Osborne, 1-800-THE-EAGLE.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bounce it out to Boswell. Looked at the three. No shot there. Out to Love. Love, hard drive again, all the way to the basket. Missed the lay-in. Ballo the return. That's no good. Again, a follow by Ballo. It's good, and he's fouled.
Tucson, what happened with today's best bets? Did the Cats beat the spread? It's time to look at the best bets. Brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
All right, the line was 17.5 on this one in favor of Arizona. I did not feel good about that. Neither did Kelvin. He and I took the Stanford Cardinal in the 17.5, so that ticket is cashed. J-Dub did feel good about the line. Thought it would be slightly above that.
Yeah, I think I said 18 or 19.
Yeah, 18 or 19.
It's my bad because I didn't watch the first half, and they always play terrible when I miss the first half. So.
Exactly. At least they have recently at home.
I'll take responsibility.
All right. So a loss on that one for JW. The over-under was 164, and it's getting harder to get to that over.
That's too high.
On some of it was. Yeah, we all took the under on that. That did not feel good either. Nope. So J-Dub gets a split. Calvin and I both get winning tickets tonight, cashing the big money.
Woohoo!
So Calvin gets a game back on J-Dub, still in third at 24-20. J-Dub second, 25-19, and I've opened up a 2-game advantage at 27-17.
That's because you always go third.
All right, I'll go first next time.
All right,
next time I'll go first. Remind me
if you're
that.
in the lead, you
remind
go first.
me that on Thursday. In
Well,
Utah.
I think it's like it's make it take it, right? It's like if you are
Make
in
it
the lead
take it.
comfortably, you should go first.
Man, I haven't heard that phrase in a while. Make it, take it. Okay, going back to the playground days now.
Hey, we're on a basketball postgame show, right?
That is true. We are on that. All right. Hope you got some money out of this ball game tonight as well.
Those are today's best bets. They're brought to you by Desert Diamond Sportsbook, Arizona's best bet.
520-848-1290. The number to get in on the program. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Let's talk to Howie up in Oregon on the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show.
Hey, how you good guys doing?
We're good, Howie. How are you this evening?
Pretty good. Sunny out here finally.
Wow.
It's nice.
Wow. Sunny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sunny, yeah. That thing in the sky, Hey, Kelvin, I would agree with you on the big men are easier to guard if you got a guy like Dante or Ballo. You got a guy like when Walton was playing or this guy Renault. This guy Renault looked like the reincarnation of Walton in the first half. That guy was shooting from outside. He was doing skyhooks. He was doing everything. I thought, where in the heck was this guy coming from? And the second thing I'd like to say is, never mind. Let's stick with that.
How long has there been warm weather there, Howie? That's what I want to know.
In Oregon here, it's been in the 50s. It hasn't been bad.
Nice.
And if you could make it, this is my thesis, okay? If you could make it through November, December, and January, February, you start seeing a sunny day or two. And then it's just spring, it seems like, comes early here. We still get some, rain and stuff like that. But that's how, what I've noticed here.
Yeah, where I was, it was the whole wait 5 minutes if you don't like the weather type of deal. Just on the east side of the Cascades, it's just so crazy. Sunny days, and then snow in the afternoon.
Yeah, well, it snows. It's a whole different environment, up there.
So what do you think about this trip coming up?
Utah?
Yeah, Utah and Colorado.
It's going to be hard. Those two teams are good teams, They're really good teams. I think we're going to need Boswell to step it up a little bit, I realize he's a young guy, he's got stuff to learn, but, he needs to step. Yeah, I'd like to see him score more, is basically what I'm trying to say. But I think it's those two teams. team. That's a rough road trip right there.
Yeah, Colorado's
And,
a little banged up right now. Well, it'd be interesting to see if they have how much of their roster that they have together. But obviously, undefeated are those two teams at home, so not going to be. Kelvin, I want to know what you want to see from Mr. Kylan Boswell.
Well, what I want to see is him continue to play aggressive defense, try to get in the passing lanes a little bit, try to get some steals so you can get yourself going with some easy layups. Again, I'm going to talk about those back doors to get the backdoor layups, bring all the bigs up above the free throw line, maybe even at the three like we usually do sometimes, or even maybe get, you know how you have Ballo at the top, get Keyshawn to set him a back screen or something so we can get him on a couple easy layups to kind of get him going a little bit so it can open up some other things for him. I just think when you see the ball fall a few times, you know, as far as layups and free throws, it'll open up that basket for you for that three-point shot. But basically stay aggressive. Just keep hooping. Let the coach – I always tell guys, let the coach – take you in and out the game. Don't take yourself out.
Right.
Don't take yourself out while you in the game. Stay aggressive. Don't hunt your shots, but if the shots are open, you take them. That's basketball.
I did notice one time he came off the high ball. Well, not came off. It's actually a ball screen. I think except for Caleb Love. But the action left Boswell open for a look, and he hesitated and then put the ball on the ground. And then the next time was in that corner. And that corner three that he took was highly contested, had a guy run up in his face. Now, I mean, that action...
He had his mind made up on that one, J-Dub, that he wasn't going to hesitate.
He wasn't going to pass that one up. That's what I'm saying. But that's the first one. That's a look. That's a shot he has to take.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he seems like he's hesitant to shoot. You know, he was a five-star recruit, right? And I know he can shoot, and I don't know. He seems a little, you know.
It's just the ups and downs, it's ups and downs, and some people may say, "Oh, that's an excuse." You give them an excuse, but that's the reality. That's why we have a team. That's why it's not tennis or some individual sport. This is basketball with 5 people, and if I'm not doing well, I expect one of my brothers or one of my teammates to hold me up. I kind of expect Coach 2 to sub me out. I mean, I appreciate if he leave me in so I can work through it. But if he sub me out, I also understand that. And you saw that a little bit with Keyshawn today. He got subbed out. In different times, it happened to different people. You know what I mean? You lose some minutes, you gain some minutes, and that's a part of being a team and that maturation of a team or whatnot. You're just trying to figure it out. But again, I just think though, just from being a former player, it's not like we're not trying to play better. It's not like we don't want to play good. Why wouldn't I want to perform good?
I think it's the opposite. I think like the freshman wall and like that wall you hear sometimes about, I feel that's always been a mental thing as much as a physical thing. And I think right now Kylan's just a little overthinking sometimes his shot selection as to when is a good time to let it rip and when it's not. And I think obviously he's a student of the game. He always says first in the gym, that kind of thing. And he's obviously a film guy. Those shots like that one, that high ball screen, I just think in the future, when he gets a little older and a little more mature, Kelvin, I think that shot's just going to be a natural. He's just going to naturally rise up and let that thing go. Mm-hmm. Right now, I just feel like in the first 5, 10, 15 games of the season, he was real natural and comfortable in the flow of when he was taking shots. I think now, maybe because he's been missing early in a lot of games, he's just overthinking a little bit too much in his head. You just got to get back to the basics and just let it fly and just play basketball. I mean, because we can see the talent. We know it's there. It's just a matter of just, not overthinking it a little bit too much.
You guys got me thinking about that Utah trip. I remember when Majerus was coach of that Utah team. Was a Hilarious place.
That's the only basketball camp I ever went to.
Rick Majerus.
Yeah, the only basketball camp I ever went to was Rick Majerus' basketball camp.
Wow.
That would have been like 85, 86, something like that.
You guys remember when they knocked us out of the tournament way, way back?
We don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I was flying. I was living up here, and I had a connection flight. I don't know. Somehow I bumped into the center. He was from Portland, and his parents, and they said, "I'm sorry, you guys lost."
The center for Utah.
Yeah, Utah. He played for the Utes, and they knocked us off in the first or second round. It was in the 90s, I think.
Oh, my God. Bro, come on. It was the year after they won the title, and they were basically favored. They were playing so much better that year going into the tournament, and they sprung a box and won on them, and Utah won by like 20 points. Everybody remembers that game.
Yeah, they beat us. Yeah, I remember that. And I ran into
It was
his
Michael
parents
Doliak.
in an airport.
Ooh, Michael Doliak.
Yeah, Michael Doliak was their center. Andre Miller. Hanno
Point
Metala.
guard, yeah.
Those guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah.
decent.
Andre Miller Andre Miller was the original slow-mo.
Man.
You know?
Yeah.
Because never quick of foot, but for some reason he always got to his spot and a great vision. I think he finished like 5th in the NBA in assists, career assists or something like that by the time he retired. So, yeah, great basketball player.
Yeah. And that coach at Colorado, he's been there forever, Thad.
Yeah,
I
he's the
forgot his
longest
last name.
tenure, or is it Altman? One of those two. They're right. Like they're neck. I think they're like both 13 and 12 or something. There's something like maybe a little longer, but yeah, they're the two longest tenured coaches.
Yeah, great. That's all I got, guys.
All right, Howie, appreciate you. We'll talk to you next week.
Yeah, take care.
All
Right
right.
on, Howie.
Thank you, Howie. 520-848-1290. That opens up a line for you, 520-848-1290. You can call us at that number. You can text us at that number. Wesley texts us from Las Vegas. Congratulations, he says, to Arizona women's basketball. The Cats knocked off ASU this afternoon, 63-52, to seal up the Territorial Cup Series point. On the men's side, Wesley says Caleb Love is the heart and soul of this team. He brings the energy and the fire every game. Though he may not always shoot efficiently, he still brings it every single game. That's Wesley in Las Vegas right there. So, good
Maybe
stuff.
Pella.
Pella, you think, is the heart and soul?
I mean, no, I don't mean that in a disrespectful way to Caleb Love.
No.
I just mean when you, Kelvin, when you're here for 3, 4, 5 years in the system, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's really what I'm talking about.
Pella was a quiet 8 of 11 tonight. A very nice game. I mean, that's a lot of shots for Pella Larson to take.
He was getting in the lane. He was getting, not in the lane necessarily, but getting to that 8, 10-foot spot really, really aggressively. I love it when he gets his physicality involved, Kelvin, on those drives because he could really move guys out of the way.
That one finish that he had over that big guy early. I mean, KJ had one as well. But, yeah, I love how physical they went up with their hand on the ball. That's what I always tell guys, have 2 hands on the ball, take the bump, and go ahead and put it up in the basket in the box. And that's exactly what he did. It was Pella, man, he played a heck of a game today, man. But that's, kind of what you expect out of him. We're not used to him being so aggressive offensively, but with Keyshawn not getting his shots, with Boswell not really scoring big this game, you needed somebody else to step up, and Pella was Johnny on the spot.
17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block shot for Pella Larson. Did turn it over 3 times as the Wildcats win it by a score of 82-71. We will head back down to McHale Center and hear from Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis coming up next. We'll also take more of your calls at 520-848-1290. We'll review our keys to the game and get you set for what's ahead. A very difficult and challenging road trip for the Arizona Wildcats as they will embark on the Rocky Mountains. First up, Utah on Thursday, and then the Colorado Buffaloes on Saturday. It is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show along with Kelvin Efon and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you by Advanced Auto Care, Crest Insurance Group, Desert Diamond Casinos, First Chiropractic, Frog in Firkin, Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates, Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing, the Polston Results Team with Keller Williams, Southern Arizona, Royal GMC Buick and Cadillac, Royal Kia, Royal Jaguar Land Rover, the Window Depot, Blue Whale Car Wash, Caruso's Italian Restaurant, Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing, The Diamond Store, Goldberg and Osborne, Goodfellas AC.
If you're a do-it-yourselfer looking for quality car parts in Tucson, look no further. Advance Auto Parts has 6 Tucson locations with over 75 years in business. Advance Auto Parts is the largest car parts retailer in the U.S., and customers know they can trust their products, like Die-Hard batteries. Now with free installation, only found at Advance Auto Parts stores. Take advantage of our same-day delivery and pickup. Just visit our website at stores.advanceautoparts.com and make sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Advance Auto Parts for all your car repair needs. Now a proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez of Meridian Wealth Management, and I'd like to invite you to our complimentary retirement income workshop held every Friday at 10 a.m. in our offices at the Williams Center. We discuss the key risks in retirement, how retirement has changed, and how to best plan for success. A recent study showed 60% of retirees would go back and plan differently if they could. We want to help you avoid the would've, could've, should've. Call our office at 719-1433 to reserve your seat today.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Desperate buyers have created tremendous opportunity for sellers. If you've had the slightest thought of selling your home, it's time to call Sean Poston with the Poston Results Team at Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. Why choose the Poston Results Team? Past performance, more money in your pocket, over a 65% referral rate, an incredible Poston Results Team staff, and most important, communication, because you and your home matter. The Poston Results Team. When buying and selling really mattered, go to TucsonHomeValues.com. That's TucsonHomeValues with an S.com.
At Standard Restaurant Supply, their vision and number one goal is to improve the lives of their customers and clients by providing a better culinary experience. Standard Restaurant Supply, if it's in a restaurant and not food, they have it. Open to the public, no membership fees, and they offer bulk store pricing without the bulk store purchase. Open Monday through Saturday at 601 South Cherry Avenue or call 885-2345. Standard Restaurant Supply is a proud sponsor of the U of A Radio Sports broadcast.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have zero interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Out top, followed by Gieler, handed off to Love. Love twisting, turning, trying to get loose. Driving on Gieler, all the way to the bucket. Good, and he's fouled.
Advantage, Love.
Caleb Love, 18 points, 5 of 16 from the floor, 2 of 9 from 3, 6 of 7 from the line, 18 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, plus 11 for Caleb Love. On the plus-minus side, your leader tonight was KJ Lewis at 19 and Jaden Bradley at 17. So, again, the defensive stoppers come in and get it done for the Arizona Wildcats.
It's easy to get those kind of numbers when you're talking about what did they score in the first half. I mean, how many points did Stanford put up the first half? They put up 45. So if you just said earlier, DK, in this show, in like the second segment, how the second half minutes largely went to KJ and Jaden Bradley. And
right.
Look at the numbers differential. I mean, Arizona outscores the Cardinal 48-26 in the second half.
They did do that. In fact, let's head back to McHale Center and hear from the two gentlemen that J.W. Madden just mentioned in the postgame. It is Jaden Bradley and KJ Lewis.
And Mo combined for 23 points, and Stanford's bench only had 2. You just the importance of having that energy off the bench and being able to keep the flow going.
Our job coming off the bench is just trying to maintain that energy. Coach always tell us when we get in, make a difference, in our energy and our pace. And I feel like today our bench was able to do that.
Nah, just to piggyback off what he said, I mean, Coach Lloyd, he emphasizes, when we get in just to try to, make a spark, bring the energy back up, and that's our job, to have the starters back.
You guys feel like defensively, particularly, that was the key for you guys to create that spark defensively and turn things around?
Second half we came out, with more energy. Defensively we came out with more intensity, and that's what win games at the end of the day.
Was that the big difference, just intensity defensively? I mean, is a team that you 16 and 25 up there, they shoot their first 6 and 7, then all of a sudden?
No, for sure. I think going in at halftime, I think we were all calm, but we already knew what the mentality was in the second half. Just to really lock in and not give up easy transition buckets, and guard the 3-point line. And we have who's a great rim protector, guarding us, who has our back.
Halftime about that, just maybe give you a rah-rah speech or something like that?
He just said, we're good. We just had to settle in, and just be killers, be dogs on the defensive side, and the offensive side would have took care of itself.
Something Stanford was doing defensively that kept you guys from being able to get to the line and draw fouls in the first half? And so how did you erase that?
They came out switching everything 1 through 5, and that's something, all season we haven't seen. So teams are definitely going to try to do that. So our adjustment, we just moved the ball, played Arizona basketball, and, we came out on top.
Well, it looked like the first handful of possessions, everything was about driving to the basket and getting it in there and creating that foul pressure. Is that kind of what the plan was?
No, for sure. Just moving the ball and cutting. We watch film. They don't really want to try to foul or block shots, so we just have to enforce it. Take the pressure to them and make them make a decision, either to let us get a bucket or foul us.
When Umar is playing the way he has played this weekend, I think 40 points, 26 rebounds. How much easier does it make your guys' job from the perimeter and just getting open looks?
O's is probably the best big in the country, so us just having his back and knowing, he can play that hard and we got his back at all times. It's night and day when he's playing that, playing that hard and getting those numbers. So it's good for us.
After the UCLA game, obviously you guys had a big comeback, and then tonight down 11 and a half, and then outscoring by 22 in the second half. How much energy does McHale give you?
All the energy in the world. It's probably one of the best venues, if not the best in the country. We love the fans, and just like Coach Lloyd said, they're a part of us. They bring the energy for us, and we just got to, bring the energy for them.
You guys talking about the defense again, but is that, when you look back on the game up at Stanford, do you guys feel like the intensity was lacking, or was it just a case where they were executing really, really well?
I think it was a little bit of both. They came out, shooting the lights out the ball, 1 through 5. Everybody was hitting transition 3, so, halftime he came in, adjusted, try to run them off the line, stay in front, coach's game plan worked.
You guys are in first place alone now, but obviously a tough trip ahead. What's your kind of thoughts on where you're at in the conference at this point?
We're just trying to take, every game, game by game. We know we got a tough road trip ahead. We're just going to lock in mentally, prepare really well, and, hopefully we get, a road sweep.
As guys who've come off the bench the whole season, and you have a game like this, or maybe a stretch of them, and if someone is struggling in the starting lineup, how do you keep from being like, I should be out there more instead of someone else, and keep the whole team thing going?
Just having our teammates back. Every night it's not going to be your day. It might be somebody on the bench, a starter's night. So everybody just giving everybody energy and being happy for the next man. So I feel like that's what's great about our team. We're all happy for each other, and at the end of the day, we don't care who shines, who gets all the all the love. So that's what makes us a great basketball team.
It's testament to our culture for sure. Started from day one when everybody got here with Coach Lloyd. We celebrate each other's wins, and picking each other up after losses. I think it goes down from the the starting 5 to the end of the bench. Everybody loves each other.
At this point in the season, you guys pretty comfortable in your roles? I mean, y'all obviously could start for a heck of a lot of teams out there, but both playing big roles off the bench. How's that sitting with you, and how are you comfortable with it, especially now?
Yeah, I love it here. Want to be anywhere else. Coach does a great job of putting us in situations where we can be successful. So that's all we can ask for.
For sure. Appreciate you guys.
All right, those are the bench mob. KJ Lewis, Jaden Bradley, the Gumbies of 24.
Well, they're not Gumbies. They're in the rotation, but
that's true.
What he said there was everybody's happy all the way down to the end of that bench, Kelvin. That seems like a theme for most Arizona basketball teams.
Yeah. I mean, they're happy the team is winning. I'm sure some of them, wish they were playing and wish they would get a little bit more playing time. But that's part of, to me, what a coach should expect. You don't want a bunch of guys that, just accepting not playing. But with that being said, though, it makes for competitive practices. They have a lot of talent there to practice and compete every day. And they're in the middle of a run, man. And so, it's just exciting to see them just figuring out different ways to win. It's not always going to be Caleb. It's not always going to be Ballo. Different guys, different days. That's going to make it tough for people to come up with game plans to beat them.
More than anything, I just mean is like picking your brothers up. I think there's that whole thing like, don't worry, man, that was a great drive. You'll get it next time, or you'll finish that one next time, as opposed to, hey, assistant coach, I could have finished that one. I could have done that, but he put me in. Like, there's always been that level. Now, we've seen some teams, don't get me wrong, where there's been maybe a couple of guys who are trying to impress the scouts more so than trying to play to that team philosophy. But this team, I've never questioned once whether or not this team was there for each other.
And I say this, I saw Boswell, he got a little angry. I don't know if he missed the layup, something happened, and he hit the backstop.
Yep.
And Pella and Love was right there.
Yep.
Saying, hey, man, doing exactly what Coach said. Pick him up. He's a young guy. Pick him up because, sometimes you could tell with teams, a guy get frustrated like that and they'll walk to the other end of the court. They won't even walk over and acknowledge him. But you take that extra time. You help each other up. You walk over and you tell the young guy, hey, man, it's all right, get the next one, right? Because that's what you would want somebody to tell you.
And teammates know each other more than anything. So it's like that whole thing about spending so much time together. Like, you already know in shooting drills, if your boy gets frustrated because he's not frustrated with themselves, it's like that whole thing about, man, my shots, my form is just not feeling it today. And then they might get in their own head and they might get down. Like those guys, Kelvin, I mean, your teammates better than anybody. Fans, reporters, they don't know anything going on in that locker. They don't really know those guys in and out. And so what I see from that, from Pella and Caleb going right over to him, is they might know Boswell might get in his head and hey, no, don't worry about that.
Yeah, stay
You'll
focused.
get the next
we
one.
need you. Yeah, stay focused. We need you.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. I was just kind of realizing that Caleb Love played 39 minutes in this game tonight. Only came off for 1 minute, and Pella played 37. So, yeah, there was some juggling of the minutes and the other guard rotational parts, but those two main guys, your two main guys that you need out there, your leaders, were both in there for close to 40 minutes tonight.
Keshad's injury had something to do with that,
Yeah.
right? Because he only played, 17 minutes is not his style. So, I mean, I think Pella's extra minutes there had something to do with Keshad. He seemed okay after the game. Like, he might not have gotten the normal minutes that we're used to seeing him play. He got a shoulder, right?
Yeah. Guy hit him.
Yeah.
Because I saw him after the game was over, and he was lifting both his arms up, and he seemed like he had decent mobility with both of his shoulders. But yeah, I'd look at 17 minutes for Keshad. It's got to be something to do with that soreness.
Well, I also say it has something to do with how well those guys was playing second half defensively.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and they kind of got going, and it sucks as a coach because you'll look down there and you want to bring a guy back in, but you don't.
How are you going to take KJ out?
Right. You don't want to break the momentum of what's going on already. You kind of was playing small there, small with KJ and Pella in there. But with that being said, the guys were just playing well. It wasn't a game where you needed to take Ballo out. I mean, Ballo was playing aggressive. He was on the boards, and he actually was rim protected. I mean, he was going after some shots.
That
there.
late block he had, well, I mean, he doesn't usually come out and challenge shots like that, but he got that one right. He timed that perfect.
Right. So Keshad, it was just his night. It was his night, like it's been Boswell night. Sometimes you have to take a back seat, but I expect him as a veteran to be ready to go and right back at it in the next game.
And after shooting 80% around the rim in the win over California, not as efficient tonight for Arizona. They shot 58% layups and dunks. They made all the dunks, but they did miss a lot of shots around the rim. Did the Wildcats in this game. Let's see, my final stats here. You got 2 for 5 for Krivas. He missed 3 shots. Ballo missed 4. 8 of 12, still solid there. Keyshot, of course, missed his 2 shots. Didn't take any threes. Both of his were around the rim. So there were some misses around the rim, but did not really hurt this team tonight as they were able to win it 82-71. Text us at 520-848-1290. Download our app and text app, in fact, to 520-848-1290. I'll send you the link so you can download the app and take Wildcats Radio 1290 wherever you want to go. Our guy Doug in Tucson checks in on the text groove tonight. Doug says Stanford's second half points in Palo Alto, 56. Stanford's second half points in Tucson, 26. So McHale is worth about 30 points, says Doug. And also,
That's just math.
Exactly. Also, he says, whoever said Stanford is looking forward to facing us on a neutral court in Las Vegas, that ain't no neutral court.
Yeah, no doubt. And I don't know
McHale
if Maxime Reynard is going to go 5 for 6 from three-point land.
Somebody else is. Because for some reason, they get up for Arizona. I mean, somebody else is. I guarantee you. I mean, again, it was Cannon last time, right?
Right.
Yep.
So is somebody you got to play these guys, and I think U of A has to. They should have U of A's full attention now.
Well,
right?
and if they're healthy, I mean, obviously we talked about the fact that Cannon did not play in this game. Bynum clearly, although Troy had said before that they thought that he was back. He still only played 8 minutes. He only played 17 minutes on this trip. He did not score at all, so he was a complete non-factor in this ball game. He had told us Benny Keeler might be a guy that could contribute for them. Unfortunately, he dished out 9 assists, but only made 1 out of his 10 shots, so couldn't really give them much at the offensive end of the floor. But if they get healthy with a healthy Jared Bynum, and then you get Cannon back in the lineup, who knows? I mean, when you look at it now, you think about the fact that the Wildcats have stayed fairly healthy this season, and you're looking at some of these teams like Stanford, who's missing some time, and Colorado, who's missed a bunch of guys, and USC has been really hurt. I mean, again, fortunate for Arizona, they have not had any extended losses in terms of injury this season.
Injuries have been such a topic conversation, especially talking about a Diaz team.
Right.
You want some perspective? This is NBA, but tonight the Memphis Grizzlies had 13 roster players out.
Tonight?
13?
13.
Wow.
So they played with 2 roster players, 2 two-way guys, and 3 dudes on emergency contracts. Just FYI. It could always be worse.
Wow. How many guys on emergency contracts? 3. 3 guys on emergency. Yeah. Is that you mean 10 days? 10 days?
No. 10 days. They're hardship deals where have, so it's different than bringing dudes up from your minor league.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, hardship when you get an injury like Jaws out for the season, for instance. So you get a hardship where you can bring guys in.
Wow.
Should have brought
just
in
for
Tony
bodies.
Snell.
Yeah,
exactly.
Should have brought in Tony Snell for the rest of the season.
Missed the deadline. So he unfortunately is not going to.
He got another year, though. That's not it's
so for this
there's
year.
no deadline
so he
for
can
that.
play next year.
Yeah. I think that was misreported.
Okay.
He needs 10 years to get that that NBA pension. And he's got a couple of kids, right, with some special needs.
Autism, yeah.
Right, but it's not 10 years in a window of time.
Okay.
If he gets picked up next year, that's a 10th year. So he still has the rest of his career to get picked up for that 10th year of NBA service and to get that long-term pension. It just didn't happen this year.
Get that Jason Terry deal. Jason Terry got about,
Right.
7 more years. Boy, JT stayed around for a while, assistant coaching over there. Yes, sir.
520-848-1290 is the number to get in on the program. We will take another break. We'll come back. We'll review our keys to the game. We'll take some more of your calls. We got some more comments coming in on the text groove. We'll read some more of those. Arizona knocks off the Stanford Cardinal 82-71. The final score at McHale Center in front of a sold-out house, 14,688. And boy, did they get loud when the Wildcats needed them to. Down 9 in the first half, Arizona came back and tied, went back down 11 at the intermission, and then came back in the second half, outscoring the Stanford Cardinal 48-26 to win and take over first place in the Pac-12 Conference. Along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden, I'm David Kelly. This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show is brought to you by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, University Termite and Pest Control. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
Coach Tommy Lloyd here. Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing is the ultimate team when it comes to your home's comfort.
Thinking about replacing your heating and air system? It's February at Right Way.
These are some of the slowest months of the year. We have equipment in stock and our crews are available.
And to spark business, we're including an 80% furnace absolutely free with the purchase of an air conditioning system.
And if that's not enough, we'll include a Wi-Fi thermostat, 10-year parts and labor warranty, plus we have 0-interest financing available.
Call or text 520-200-2422 or visit rightwayac.com.
At Nova Home Loans, we believe everyone deserves the opportunity to enjoy the independence that comes with home ownership. Whether you're a first-time home buyer who needs down payment assistance, have less than perfect credit, or looking to refinance, Nova has a variety of home loan programs for your unique situation. Visit novahomeloans.com or call 800-955-9125 to learn more. Not a commitment to lend or extend credit. Rates and available loan programs are subject to change without notice. NMLS 3087, BK 0902429, Equal Housing Opportunity.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Thana Autumn Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Hit the community trails, explore local parks like Saguaro National and Colossal Cave, and mingle at private Diamond Community Park events. In the top-rated Vail School District, Rock & K is close to work, shopping, and services. Tour 11 different model homes by top-tier builders, offering move-in ready homes and special incentives. Live rockandk.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Hi, this is Natalie Fernandez-Lee, President of Meridian Wealth Management. As a fiduciary investment firm, our clients have trusted us to guide them down their financial paths for decades. Whether you are an individual or family, business, foundation, or nonprofit, we are committed to your long-term goals and financial futures. We are proud supporters of the Tucson community and all that makes our city so special. Visit online at meridianwealthllc.com to learn more about Meridian.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com, where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet.
Get the backyard you've always wanted with a custom pool from First Choice Pools. A backyard oasis built around you. First Choice is a full-service builder of beautiful in-ground pools and backyard designs for years of staycations. If you're ready to dive in, then visit TucsonPoolBuilder.com. Schedule now and get 3 months of full service free. First Choice Pools for installs, renovation, remodeling, and repair. Get started today at TucsonPoolBuilders.com. First Choice Pools, the first and only choice.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
Okay, kids, we're home. Everybody out.
Ew, my feet are stuck.
In what, honey?
On the floor.
Ew. Take off your shoes. Tommy, come carry your sister into the house.
What do you do when the car you use the most has the least amount of time to get clean? Let Recon Auto Detailing, Arizona's premier auto detailing company, come to you and turn your busiest car back into your best. From basic cleaning to a full detail, Recon Auto Detailing. Online at recondetail.com.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
Bradley brings it across midcourt to Lewis, back out to Jaden Bradley. Dribble drive left to Love. Love around a hard pick from Bowell. Throw it back inside for Omar and slam it down.
Wildcats fans, how did today's Keys to the Game go for the Wildcats? Keys to the Game are brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
82-71, Arizona knocks off the Stanford Cardinal in what is likely going to be the final appearance for the Cardinal in Tucson in who knows how long. That's probably not going to be a series. You know, again, there may be a one-off at some point with the Stanford Cardinal. I think if you're going to play either of those two teams in a home and home down the line, it would likely be Stanford versus California.
Back in Kelvin State, that would have never been said.
Yeah,
I mean that rivalry back in those days.
Right.
K-Rock was just so hot.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, but now I don't see no reason to play them for a while. They get up too much for us.
Yeah.
What do we get out of it?
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, right, we get a conference win right now, so that's worth it.
Yeah.
But once they're out of our conference,
right,
you don't give them that chance.
No.
You don't give them that chance. What is it in for you? With UCLA, there's something in for us. That's LA still.
Yeah.
Right? We still need to recruit at the LA area. That's
You want any Palo Alto kids coming down to Tucson and suiting up for the Cats?
What'd you say?
Palo Alto kids? There's no Palo Alto kids out there?
You know, the Bay is a good trip for us. And yes, I love the Bay kids. I mean, we got Keyshawn on the team now, but we got him from San Diego State.
Yeah.
You know.
And East Bay is not Palo Alto. Let's just be clear.
Yeah, it's true.
All right, keys to the game, I believe. Who was first, J-Dub? You know,
K-Rock went first.
K-Rock, let's hear it.
Well, in the game that we lost to them, we only had 12 assists, and they had 25. I think that we have to, for sure, up that assist total to 20, 21-ish, and that's going to be creating and getting guys open shots, key shot. A lot of other guys are being aggressive right now, so I think that should raise up. And we got to play some defense and make those guys play more one-on-one type basketball, and don't let those guys assist each other and get up to 25. I want to hold them down to like 16. I also believe that we need Keyshawn Johnson to stay aggressive, man. I think that when he's scoring, it just makes it easier on everybody, having another veteran guy that understands how to play. And I just think we have to be there on these guys on the three-pointers. We can't allow these guys to attempt 25 threes. I want to get up there and keep their attempts under 25.
Well, they shot 33. I think I had not seen that many on their stat sheet before.
Yeah, they made a decision, and you know we always talking about the scouting reports, right? They made a decision that they were going to let it fly, similar to what, to me, ever since Utah, when we brought that drop coverage and we played Utah, and they made a bunch of threes. Their big guys made a bunch of threes. Was that Carlson? What's the big fella's name? Yeah, knocked down a few threes right there. I think that has been what everybody's been going for. Bring Ballo away from the basket and try to hit some and pray you make some threes.
That's the most three-point shots they've taken in a game this season. They took 30 against Arkansas in a game they lost in double overtime and made 9 that night. I'm sorry, twice they took 30. They took 30 against San Diego as well. So that's the third time they've taken more than 30, but the 33, the most they've taken this season. Obviously, we talked about it. Keyshawn did not really factor much into this game today, but picked up by his teammates, no doubt, in this 82-71 win. I think I went second, correct?
You did.
Yes.
I think you got to keep them from making double digits. I think that's the first thing. We talked about that earlier. 6-3 this year when they make double-digit threes, so I'd like to see them stay underneath 10 made, which, if, like you said, if you can keep them from shooting a lot, that's one of the keys there to keeping them from not getting too many on the made side of the game. And I like exactly what you said there in terms of the assists for Arizona. We finally got back up broke that string of games where they were under 20, got back above 20. Want to see them continue to share the basketball like we know that they can. I also think because this is a shooting team at Stanford, you've got to be able to rebound the basketball again. I don't know if you're going to get a 51-30 or whatever, the large rebounding advantage you had against California, but you've got to be able to secure the basketball. The guards have to be a very, very big part in that tonight for the Arizona Wildcats to have a chance to win.
21 assists again for the Arizona Wildcats, 7 for Caleb Love, 3 for Pella, 3 for Kylan. So your 3 starting guards combined for 13 of those. KJ Lewis, another guard off the bench, had 3. Jaden Bradley, 2. So all your guards contributed in that respect to that tonight, which was good to see.
Yeah, it is. You want to see the guys, being able to force the defense to have to guard them, not only looking to score, but looking to distribute. That's going to help out in future games for sure.
42-36 was the rebounding edge in favor of the Arizona Wildcats in this ball game. Stanford also, obviously, they hit 20 assists in the ball game too, so they distributed it well, led by Benny Geeler, who had the 9 assists on the night.
I think that's the only way you can attack this Arizona defense, excuse me. We've seen some one-on-one be successful for brief spots, but, you look at the way that the teams that have been successful, that have defeated them, FAU, you go back to that Purdue game, it's all off ball and looking for each other. So those guys, one-on-one against pressure defense, Kelvin, this pressure defense that these guards can put up. So I think Stanford, you look at their numbers, they actually had 12 in the first half, 8 in the second half. So, they were looking for each other the entire game. But that whole one-on-one style that we've seen flashes of, it's just not that when Arizona's locked in, it's tough to get enough points to beat a high-scoring Arizona team without looking for each other.
All your guards tonight had 3+ rebounds in this game, led by Caleb, who had 8. Pella had 3. Kylan was the only one that didn't. Kylan only had 2, but all the other guards had 3+ rebounds.
Only thing I will say about that, though, I was disappointed in them in the first half on the long rebounds.
Yeah.
When you're playing a 3-point shooting team and they're shooting long rebounds, you can't turn and run in to get the rebound. You right? You have to turn, and you're not necessarily boxing out the shooter because you can't really touch him, because if you do, he could fall and get 3 shots. But you have to make sure that if that ball bounces back long, you're right there to be able to get that so you can start that fast break. And I thought they need to do a little bit better job at that. In the second half, they seemed to do a great job at it. But in the first half, they corralled. A lot of their threes that were made were from multiple attempts because of long rebounds.
And that's on the scout. You're talking about they only really play one big, right? So, that guy who's going to be around the rim at any point. So when you're talking about playing that 4-out, 5-out set, that scout's got to be guards. Make sure you find your man. Make sure you do not get out in the fast break a little too early, because we already knew that was coming. Long rebounds.
What I saw, though, J-Dub, we can go back and look at it again, but I saw the guys kind of going in to rebound. You know how
Right.
Like and you can't get below the free throw line when you're playing those 3-point shots because you saw how long those balls was bouncing, especially in the first half. Those balls was bouncing long off the misses, and they got a few opportunities and knock some shots down. I would like to see how many offensive rebounds that they score off of, but I felt like it was at least 3 or 4.
And was it late first half where Arizona had that one possession where they got the 2 offensive rebounds and then got the dunk to Ballo? I believe that was the first half. I thought that was a key possession when they were able to get themselves 3 opportunities at the basket and finally get the points there. I believe that was late in the first half that happened.
Yeah, they had quite a few offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
That's what happens
I
when
like
you miss
the
the
one
layups.
when KJ Lewis missed his shot. He followed his shot, penetrated, and the guy helped, and he dropped. He did the little shovel pass over to Ballo, and Ballo tried to snatch that thing down.
Yeah, I think that was the. I believe that might have been the play I'm talking about.
Okay, that's the one you're talking about.
Yeah,
I think KJ missed the shot, and when he got the rebound, and he penetrated, and he dropped it off, man. And it seemed like Ballo had a problem with the rim today.
Yeah.
He was mad about it.
Like he was trying to snatch that thing out. Y'all might want to have that other one of those practice backboards ready to roll in there. Man, the way that boy was looking on the field. Man.
Yeah, good stuff there. J-Dub, what'd you have on your keys?
Number one, I think the best version of this Arizona Wildcats team is one that puts a lot of rim pressure on. So I want to see the guards get multiple feet, get 2 feet in the lane. That just opens everything up. Obviously, feed Ballo. Maybe 45, 50 paint points today. That'll be a big key. Obviously, as you guys both said, we saw what happened in Palo Alto. Got to stick with the shooters. I'd like to see 35% or less. I think that's definitely a number that you'll look at. I know that you just said they've been shooting 29 these last couple of games. Probably a forebringer of things to come. As Kelvin says, they're probably due for a good game, but you just got to make sure no matter what that you get out at those shooters. And number 3, I agree with DK. I think you got to dominate the boards against this team. Roll out of 5-out sets. Arizona with length advantages across the board for most positions. I'd like to see you got to finish rebounds with 2 hands. We talked about those Ballo tap outs in the postgame last time. Go up strong with 2 hands. And just make sure that you stick with those guards. Long rebounds, a lot of long rebounds all over the place. Dominate the boards. That's a big key for me to winning tonight. Long rebounds. It had to be on the scout because if I'm talking about it pregame, you know the coaches are talking about it pregame.
All right, those were your keys to the game.
Wildcats fans, that's a look at your keys to the game. They're brought to you by the Royal Automotive Group. Royal Automotive, the dealership that is different.
Wildcats win it by a score of 82-71. We'll take another break, come back, get some final thoughts from the captain, Calvin Ifan. Hear from Tommy Loy, get you your scoreboard update, and a little bit more. Take some calls. Let's check in with the text line before we go.
Only callers who stay awake.
Right, exactly. Mauricio, who fell asleep again on Thursday night. Amy Burton from over at Micah Mountain High School checks in. Love listening to you guys pre and post game. She was at the game. I'm so thankful they pulled out the win. They had me worried for most of the game. I was pulling my hair out a bit. Sweet win. Payback to Amy. Thanks for checking in. She said she's so proud of KJ, Pella, and Ballo and Love of the way that they played tonight, but especially for KJ. Standout game for him. Nice to see. Says Amy. Tonight was one of those nights. I was like, man, I'm not even playing, and I feel like I'm worn out watching this game tonight. It was one of those games, man. I was like, oh my gosh.
Amy's actually her son Shane. Played for me.
Right.
Shane Burton played for me like 6 years. Club basketball. Yeah,
she referred to you as coach on here. So there you go.
Yeah. He played.
He said,
for years.
Coach David and J-Dub.
Always a coach.
Exactly. All right, it is the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show along with Kelvin Ifan and J.W. Madden. I'm David Kelly. You're listening to Wildcats Radio 1290.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
My heat and air were in a state of disrepair.
Make sure your family is safe and warm during the cooler months. I'm Ron Arenas, the owner of Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating, and Plumbing. Heating is our middle name, and we can make sure your furnace is running efficiently. call us at 520-440-4069 for honest heating and plumbing service to the Tucson area for over 20 years.
Picture Rocks Cooling, Heating and Plumbing.
You know it. Your neighbors know it. And let's face it, the mailman knows it too. Your yard just isn't what it used to be. But thankfully, Dorado Rock Materials can get you, well, your yard anyway, back to what it once was. And even better, Dorado Rock Materials has just what your yard needs, from decorative rock to boulders and everything in between, brought right to you. And if you need help spreading it, we can help with that too. Dorado Rock Materials. The right service, the right product, the right price.
The new Blue Whale Car Wash, formerly Octopus Car Wash, is now open. They're locally owned and operated and offer many ways for you to save. Start now by downloading the Blue Whale Car Wash app. Then visit their website at bluewhalecarwashaz.com to find a location near you. Don't forget to follow them on Instagram and Facebook for even more savings. And for a limited time, their exterior-only wash is $5 at all 4 locations. Blue Whale Car Wash, proud radio sponsor of the University of Arizona Wildcats.
Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson is the pre-owned inventory destination with hundreds of pre-owned Harley-Davidson motorcycles to choose from. Save $2,000 or even $6,000 at Old Pueblo Harley's pre-owned clearance sale. Now through the end of the month, Old Pueblo is accepting 100% of all credit applications with low financing options available. Take a test ride and receive a free dealer tee. Only at Old Pueblo Harley-Davidson or online at oldpuebloharley.com. Some restrictions may apply. See dealer for details.
Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Always trust the big guy. Mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair at coolwillies.com. Cool Willie's is proud to be a partner of the University of Arizona Wildcats basketball radio broadcast. 2 powerful teams working hard for you to get the job done right every day. Cool Willie's Air and Plumbing. Big enough to help, small enough to care. Remember to mention your Wildcats and receive $50 off any repair. coolwillies.com.
Do you often worry you left the garage door open? With a LiftMaster garage door opener powered by MyQ, you'll never worry again. You can control, secure, and monitor your garage from your smartphone anytime from anywhere through the MyQ app. As an authorized LiftMaster dealer, we have smart openers designed for your needs, including belt drive motors for ultra-quiet operation, integrated camera for live video streaming, and battery backup that lets you in when the power is out.
Kaiser Garage Doors and Gates is your authorized local LiftMaster dealer. Visit KaiserDoor.com for more information.
Experiencing the Sonoran Desert's natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills, enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. 6 model homes are now open to tour at Del Webb at Rock & K. Here, life is about more than just beautiful homes. It's about the experiences waiting outside your front door at this new 55-plus active adult neighborhood. LiveRockandK.com. Designed by nature, built for you. Proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Hi, this is Tim Couch, retired NFL quarterback for the Cleveland Browns, partner at Meridian Wealth Management, and proud member of Meridian's Tucson Advisory Business Council. It's my favorite time of year, college football season. I've always been a proud Wildcat. As our firm has grown in Tucson with Ruben and Natalie Fernandez, I now cheer on 2 Wildcats every year. My alma mater of Kentucky, of course, and our U of A Cats. Here's to a great football season, and go Cats.
Advisory services provided by Meridian Wealth Management, a registered investment advisor.
Does it feel like the price of everything is going up, up, up? We can't control the price of gas or groceries, but at Royal Kia, we never add market adjustments, even while other dealers add fees because inventory is limited. At Royal Kia, you can rest assured you won't pay market adjustments, and we stand by our transparent online pricing. Royal Kia, the dealership that's different. OAC plus tax, title, license, dealer installed options, and $529 doc fee. Royal Kia, Speedway in Columbus or royalkia.com.
The Window Depot is proud to sponsor the first look at today's game and would like to invite Arizona Wildcat fans to visit one of their Tucson warehouses. The Window Depot provides over 1,000 in-stock vinyl windows, interior and exterior doors, plus granite and quartz countertops, and a huge selection of custom cabinetry, all at the lowest prices in town. Consider the Window Depot your MVP when it comes to your home improvement needs. Stores are open Monday through Saturday, or order online at thewindowdepot.com. The Window Depot, more than a window store.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet? Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
To Michael Jones, drives the lane, blocked by Lewis, grabbed by Larson, feet ahead, down the lane. Love will slam it home with right hand, and that'll slam the door shut on the Cardinal.
82-71, Arizona knocks off the Stanford Cardinal tonight. Wildcats in first place in the Pac-12 Conference, 8-3 overall, and with a one-game advantage over the Oregon Ducks and the Washington State Cougars heading to the Rocky Mountain Schools coming up next week. And that is going to be one fun road trip to see how the Wildcats size up.
I don't think fun's right. Maybe the right word.
If I thought I was tired tonight, I'll probably really be tired watching those games.
And the games in Boulder in particular, just, even if they don't have their full roster, just the way that they play defense in that building for some reason, Kelvin, it's always an ugly. Ugly is not the right word. Ugly is when you come up against a team that's physically outmatched and they got to ugly it up a bit. Colorado doesn't do that. They just play hard-nosed, right?
Oh yeah, they're gonna be physical, and they seem to make way more shots at home, like everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
They like those rims.
Yeah.
Hey, Wildcats Radio 1290 and Coors Light want to send you to the Pac-12 men's basketball tournament mid-March, March 13th through the 16th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas. Grand prize. Check this out: 2 all-session passes for the tournament. $1,000 in cash cards we're going to give you to cover whatever you need, travel, hotels. You can spend that money on whatever you want to do so to have fun in Las Vegas. So head on over to our website right now, wildcatsradio1290.com. We will hook you up. You got to enter it. Got a chance to win right now. Again, 2 all-session passes, $1,000 in cash cards to the winner of this promotion right here. Pac-12 men's basketball tournament trip coming up in March. We are just a little over a month now away from tournament time. It's at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, the final Pac-12 men's basketball tournament. So good luck from Coors Light and Wildcats Radio 1290. Head on over to our website right now. Let's check the scoreboard.
The Pac-12 scoreboard is brought to you by Mesquite Valley Growers. Mesquite Valley Growers. Real growers, real experience, real nursery.
All right, there was only one game in the conference today, and that was the game involving the Arizona Wildcats as they beat the Stanford Cardinal 82-71. We'll recap for you what happened on Saturday around the conference. California knocked off ASU 81-66. The Arizona State Sun Devils started conference play 5-2. They are now 5-6, having lost 4 games in a row, and still have not played either of their 2 games yet against the Wildcats. That'll be on the next homestand. Arizona will play ASU and the 2 Washington schools. So after this trip up to the Rocky Mountains, they'll have 3 straight home games against the Washington schools and ASU.
Right? Oregon started undefeated, and they've lost 4 out of 6.
Yeah, 4 out of 6. Exactly, because they were 6-0, I believe, at one point, or 5-0. And so they lost at UCLA on Saturday, 71-63. It was Dylan Andrews with 21 points, 7 assists for the Bruins in that game. So they are now 7-4, along with Washington State.
I'm rooting for the Cougars for the rest of the season.
There you go. It's not a bad team to root for. They were fun to watch play for sure in that game that they knocked off the Wildcats.
Of all the teams in the conference that are moving to different places,
right,
I feel like that's cool. We talk so much trash tongue in cheek about Pullman and the trip out there and all that stuff. Been doing that for the 10 years I've worked on radio. And the fact that Washington State started out 1-3 and they're 7-4 and in second place right now, I mean, you just got to root for them the rest of the way.
Miles Rice had a big 3 in the overtime period to power Washington State. Keeps hitting big shots. They're 7-4 now as they go to Seattle and win 90-87. Apparently, somebody spoke at halftime of that game and talked about he's going to stick around in Seattle for 9 years and be the football coach. I think his name is Jed Fish or whatever now.
Why 9? That's what I was wondering. Like,
why a number at all?
Yeah. I wonder, why 9?
We'll have to get that audio for the show
LeBron.
tomorrow.
That's like LeBron did that time, right?
Not 1, not 2,
Right.
not 3. That one there. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there'll be an NFL job open up at some point. Right?
At some point, right. So elsewhere, USC got a win finally. The Trojans knocked off Oregon State, beat them bad too by 28 points at the Galen Center, 82-58. DJ Rodman a double-double with 12 and 14. So the Trojans and the Beavers are both 3-8, heading for that Wednesday game. What is it? It's the top 4 seeds get buys, correct? If I'm remembering correctly, at the Pac-12 tournament.
Yep.
Yeah. And in the rivalry game, if they want to call it that, but most people don't, Utah knocked off Colorado 73-68. So again, Utah stays unbeaten at home. Colorado is also unbeaten at home. Those two teams are 24-0 combined at home this season. And for the Utes, it was Devion Smith missing a triple-double by 1 assist, 17 points, 11 rebounds, and 9 assists for Devion Smith in that game on Saturday in Salt Lake City. So that is a check of your Pac-12 scoreboard. Let's just do a quick cursory check here of the top 25 and see if there's anything
There were 2 teams that are Arizona opponents that played each other.
Coming up?
No, today.
Oh, today, yes. Let me get on Saturday here. Sunday, so we've got, Purdue and Wisconsin played today in a battle of top 6 teams. On the road, the Boilermakers get the win, 75-69 over the Wisconsin Badgers, who have now lost twice this week, having fallen to the Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Nebraska had their second straight overtime game as
they
well.
Go on the road and lose at Illinois today, 87-84. So the 14th ranked Illini are 8-3 in Big Ten play. Wisconsin is 8-3. Purdue is 10-2.
Don't forget that Canisius Quinnipiac game. That's a big one too.
Oh yeah, who won that one?
I don't care. Somebody probably won it.
What was that's like? What was the name of that one school that my guy used to always? I forget. It's one of those obscure Division II schools that has a really cool name. Other top 10 action yesterday. Tennessee goes on the road and beats Kentucky. Wow, they got 100 in Lexington yesterday.
Yeah, I read a stat that like the number of opponents that come into that building, Rupp, and score 100 is very, very small.
Very rare.
Yeah, very rare.
So Big 12 top 10 matchup yesterday. Kansas at home beats Houston by 13. So the Jayhawks 8th and the Cougars 4th. Big win there at home for the Jayhawks yesterday. And then Duke and Carolina also played yesterday, top 10 matchup.
Yeah.
And Carolina wins that one, number 3 North Carolina.
It's funny because my dad was a professor in Chapel Hill. And growing up, I was always such a huge Tar Heel fan my whole life. And for some reason, in the last, 10, 15 years, my Tar Heel fandom has kind of waned a little bit. But it's mostly just because every single month, they got to tell us how great the Duke-Carolina rivalry is.
Right.
And there's just something about that when it's just constantly in your face. It's like this. Last time I watched the Yankees-Red Sox game was years ago. It's the same kind of deal. It's like if you're not wrapped up and you don't have any kind of super, true emotional connection to those rivalries, it's almost like stop telling me how great something is, type of deal. Like I've heard it. Enough's enough. Like quit talking about it.
And Big 12, just one other game we'll tell you about. Baylor, 18th ranked Baylor at home, knocked off Iowa State 70-68. I got to correct the record. We were talking on Thursday night. I said you mentioned Fred Hoiberg. I thought Fred Hoiberg was the frat party coach. It was actually Larry Eustache.
Yeah.
Was the former Iowa
Sorry,
State
Mayor, for disparaging your
exactly.
reputation.
So sorry, Mr. Hoiberg. Did not mean to confuse you with Larry Eustache. My apologies. Let's talk to Bill. Bill, you're on the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show after an 82-71 win by Arizona over Stanford.
Hey, guys. I'm sorry. I just was able to tune in, so I went a little bit late, and sorry if I repeat anybody
That's okay.
that's already talked about this. Hey, so I have two things, one about defense and one about offense. I'm going to maybe sound like a broken record because I've called in and talked about this before. Man, they have their number one player out, a guard, and I just when you're down a guard or your guard play isn't too good on the, I just don't see why we're not doing that press like we talked about last time. Yeah, we won, and you see, if it was a really good team, even when they're getting hot on their threes, man, if you play in that press, you're going to knock them on their heels a little bit. I just wish I'd see that a little bit more. I don't know. Not sure. It helps teams that like Boswell, if he's not playing great defense, if he's able to make a stop on the press, would help. So, and on the offense, Kevin, how many possessions do you get a game? You get about 40 possessions a game.
Arizona like 65.
Yeah, they've been getting close to 70 possessions.
50.
They didn't have a lot in the first. I think they only had it was a very low number in the first half.
If it's a close game and it's a 40-minute game, I just don't know how many. But, man, it just seems when a team goes on, they play us a zone, and it seems like 3 or 4 times in a row, 2 or 3 times a game, we have empty possessions. And, against Stanford, we were able to do it, even though it was tough. But man, you get in the tournament, you can't have those empty possessions like that. And we're just not attacking the zone like I wish we would in the middle instead of
Kelvin?
playing on the outside so much.
Yeah, no, I hear you. Now, I was actually excited a few times. They drove the zone. They drove to the basket and got a few layups on the KJ Lewis and Pella.
Pella was getting in there a bit, yeah.
Yeah, so, and a lot of people forget about that when you play a zone. They start looking around the perimeter, but they forget that you actually can drive a lot of times. Then the other time, did you see KJ Lewis when he got the rebound on a three-point attempt, he drove to the bucket, the center helped in the 2-3. He dropped it off right there to Balo, who had moved up the line right there with the easy finish. So I just think it's a thing of where, how basketball is, everything don't go right. That's why the percentages are sometimes like the baseball hitters, right? Guys shooting 30, 35 is considered good. It's just kind of how the games go. To me, it's about picking up that defensive effort and not letting teams go off like that. Because if you stop those threes, we're talking about a totally different game. Just half of them, you're talking about a totally different game.
And to me, Bill, it's about keeping your memory short. So you're talking about empty possessions. There are, there's always going to be a couple possessions where the offense kind of stagnates. But what really matters is what happens to possession after that, and then the defensive stop on the other side. So if you're talking about maybe not getting crisp passes, then what happens is if you have that short memory, then you can move on from that. And that's what I'm seeing is you're always going to see some possessions that don't look great. But what matters is the possessions 3, 4 after that.
But that's what it's always against it's always against their zone though. It's when we're having empty possessions, and it's because you can't do the pick and roll, and if you're not attacking from, like Kelvin said, if you're not attacking from the inside out, I mean you got to get that initial pass in, or you got to drive to the open spot in the zone. Which we against a good team like we've run into, or a really hot shooting team, those empty possessions just hurt, and that's what kills you in the tournament. Is you always see somebody running into a 3-point shooting team that gets hot, man, that kills you in the tournament.
So, Bill, the just to let you know, the Wildcats average 73 possessions per ball game. They had 68 tonight.
So I'd like to, then there's so you have 6, 7, 8 empty possessions that where it's not their defense that's running it down. You pass once and shoot a 3-pointer. And I think that's what we're doing believe me, I think this is a Final Four team. But man, that you always trying to, and I'm sure coach is saying he sees things he wants to improve, and that's what I see.
Yeah,
on offense anyway.
The big number is the average, how everything averages out, Bill. So, for instance, like DK said, they had 68 possessions tonight. They averaged 1.2 points per possession, meaning that they're averaging, that's about 56%. 56% of the time they're scoring, if that makes sense. That's not percentage of shooting. That's how often they're scoring. So that includes free throws, for instance. So that's a pretty good number. I think you're not alone in being frustrated at the way that the Arizona Wildcats attack zones sometimes. They're still, Kelvin, trying to figure that out.
I'm more frustrated sometimes just by the sloppy passes, and we saw quite a few of those in the first half. I want to see less slot. I want to see less of the, in those empty possessions. I'd like to see less sloppy passing. I mean, I'm fine if you work it around and you miss a shot, you don't make it. It's just the sloppy passes that are easy turnovers. That's what I'd like to see less of.
Well, that's what you see on the when they are zoning us. They're somebody's trying to make a cut on the back cut, or they're trying to make an inlet pass down low. And that's where you see those bad passes. That's why I wish if we tack up at the top of at the free throw line, make the initial pass in there, and then those passes on the inside be easier. And then instead of making a pass from the 3-point line inside.
Yeah, all that being said, 12 turnovers for the game.
Yeah,
not bad.
It wasn't a lot.
Yeah, I agree. But it is Stanford still. I'm just looking ahead to that tournament, and because
look ahead to the mountain schools first.
yeah. Let's get back. Let's get past those schools first before we get to the tournament. Hey, Bill, appreciate you checking in. Thank you so much. All right, Kelvin, any final thoughts on this one?
Yeah, man. Again, it's great winning tough games where you have to come out and fight like that and learn something about yourself and figure out a way to get it done. It's not always going to work the way you draw it up. It's not going to always work the way you practice it. It's just kind of the reason why the game is fun to watch, because you don't know exactly what's going to happen, and the best team don't always win, and sometimes when they win, they don't always play well. So I just think that they're continuing to finish how they play. I think this team could go far as well, but we all know how it is when you get into the tournament. It's all about the matchups that day. I think the guard play need to continue to get better, because to make a long run deep into the tournament, that guard play is going to have to be up to par. So those guys got to continue to gel defensively, because we have to figure out this three-point thing, because we know for sure if you enter into the tournament at a high seed, guaranteed, J-Dub, the first couple teams we're going to see is going to be three-point shooting.
Well, look, I look at it like this, man. Who beat Arizona last year in the tournament?
Princeton.
Right. And who did Arizona have trouble defending the three against tonight and in Palo Alto?
Stanford.
Right. And those are two of the smartest kids and the smartest student bodies in the entire country, and they're athletes. So it's like, the way I look at it is this, is the game plan. Those guys, Kelvin, are really, really good at following that game plan.
Yes.
Why? Because they pay attention to detail, because you don't get to that school or Princeton unless you're paying attention to detail and you're crossing all your T's and dotting all your I's. So what Stanford did tonight, they followed that game plan, got the looks that they wanted there in the first half. But the energy and effort, especially KJ and Jaden Bradley in the second half, just made it so much more difficult to get those looks. But give credit to the Stanford Cardinal.
Oh, yeah.
Like Caller Bob just said, that's not a great team, Stanford. I mean, look at the record. However, that's a very capable team. You talk about a team that if they got in the NCAA tournament could scare some folks. I mean, that's it right there.
And I'll say this other thing about Stanford as well. Oh, man, where I was going. Saying smart is that's why you can't press them.
Right.
You don't press smart teams. you just don't. And when they have a big man, a 7-footer that has hands like that, all they're going to do is put him in the middle of the court. They're going to throw him the ball, and he's going to turn around and find somebody. And what happens with a team like that, this is why I would not press them, because they're smart. And guess what they're going to end up with? What type of shot? A wide open three. They're not going to attack the rim. They're gonna press. They're gonna attack your press for a wide open three, and they're gonna get it because your guys are all going to be trying to cover the rim.
And that's why I said 20 assists for Stanford. I mean, that's 20 assists because guess what? They're looking for that. They're looking for to make that extra pass tonight against that aggressive Arizona defense.
There it is.
All right, Kelvin, we'll see you on Thursday.
Right down, guys.
All right. Shout out to our girl, Jean Smith, still hanging in there. Her son, Fred Scheiber, checks in. He thanks the team for rewarding her with a third win in a row, reminding us, first time since early December, that the Wildcats have won 3 games in a row. Hang in there, Gene. We love you. It is the Meridian Wealth Management post-game show. We'll hear from the head coach, Tommy Lloyd, and wrap it up when we come back on Wildcats Radio 1290.
This hour of the Meridian Wealth Management postgame show is brought to you by Humane Society of Southern Arizona, Lexus of Tucson, Nova Home Loans, Recon Auto Detail, Ride Now Power Sports Tucson, Tucson Police Department, Broadway in Tucson, Dave & Buster's Tucson, Dorado Rock, First Choice Pools, The Good Feet Store, Jack Furrier Tire and Auto Care, O'Reilly Chevrolet, Ram Plumbing, Restaurant Supply Store, Right Way Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing, Rocking KA Master Plan Community Design by Nature, University Termite and Pest Control.
Driving the lane, dunking on the competition, and playing as a team. These are things we'll see this season watching our Wildcats play basketball. These happen to be the things you'll also find when you buy your next vehicle from O'Reilly Chevrolet. The only difference is at O'Reilly, nobody gets penalized for traveling. Heck, we actually encourage it. See us on Broadway next to Park Place Mall. Call 747-8000 or find new roads at O'Reilly.com where you can experience our version of a steal. O'Reilly Chevrolet, more than a great price.
O'Reilly Chevrolet. Think of waking up with energy, standing tall and feeling free. Think First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
First Chiropractic offers military discounts to retired and disabled veterans, and they now accept patients with excess insurance. For more information and to find the location nearest you, visit firstchiro.com, the most trusted name in chiropractic care.
First Chiropractic, good health is to enjoy.
This just in, Goodfellas AC is matching up to $2,000 on federal tax credit.
Whoa, seriously? This is unbelievable. I gotta call Floyd at Goodfellas.
Hello, Goodfellas. Floyd speaking.
Is it true about the $2,000?
It sure is. Homeowners like you may qualify for a 30% federal tax credit up to $2,000 on qualifying heat pumps. And Goodfellas will match the tax credit dollar for dollar up to $2,000. Good service, good prices, Goodfellas.
Caruso's, a Tucson tradition since 1938, located on historic 4th Avenue. For 4 generations, Caruso's handmade sauce has been prepared with love by a family member, using only the best ingredients. Enjoy specialty Italian dishes like lasagna al forno, chicken tetrazzini, real Italian sausages, spectacular pizza, as well as many vegetarian options. Caruso's offers outdoor dining on their garden patio, with indoor dining also available. Open Tuesday through Sunday, with all your favorites available for takeout. For more information, call 520-624-5765 or visit their website at carusositalian.com.
Experiencing the natural wonders comes easy at Rock & K. Nestled at the base of the Rincon Mountain foothills. Enjoy stunning mountain views up close every day. Explore natural open space, a network of connecting trails, and a community park within the Vale School District. Visit Lennar's 2 communities in Rock & K with home savings up to $35,000 and limited time interest rate and closing cost incentives on select move-in ready homes. Live RockandK.com. Designed by Nature, proud U of A radio broadcast sponsor.
Here's an important message from University Termite and Pest Control. The weather is cooler here, and so pests are seeking alternative housing. Do you need a professional? University Termite and Pest Control has been serving Tucson since 1974. You can be assured University Termite and Pest Control will keep you pest-free using the most responsible products and application methods. 28 school districts, 3 hospitals, 2 colleges, 1 university, and thousands of homeowners trust University Termite and Pest Control for the past 50 years. You can too. University Termite and Pest Control. Find us online at bepestfree.com.
Tired of dry, itchy skin? Have mineral buildup at every faucet. Ram Plumbing's affordable, green, eco-friendly water softener and alkalized purification systems are built right here in our great state of Arizona and use a fraction of the wastewater as their competitors. Want soft water, non-chlorinated, or the best alkalized drinking water? You can trust Ram Plumbing to be your one-stop shop. Ask about their Water Taste Challenge. 40th year anniversary savings, up to $500 off water systems and $40 off any service. If your plumbing's in trouble, call Ram on the double.
True Wildcat fans know that when you're looking for the best place to watch all the big games on big screens, drinking cold beer and having the best food, all paths lead to Desert Diamond. Bet on your Wildcats and all your favorite teams 24/7 on our easy-to-use kiosks. Come chill on our comfy couches and build your best bet at Arizona's best bet, the Desert Diamond Sportsbook and Bar.
An enterprise of the Tohono O'odham Nation.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Desert Diamond Casino is licensed in Arizona.
The Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show continues on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290.
82-71, Arizona knocks off the Stanford Cardinal at McHale Center in front of a sellout crowd, 14,688. Let's hear from the head coach after the game, Tommy Lloyd.
All right, great game. I mean, I got a ton of respect for Stanford. I mean, they play really well against us, and talented players, well coached, and I mean, you know, they were deserving tonight. And luckily, in the second half, our guys played a little bit better, and we're playing at home, and we were able to kind of right the ship a little bit. But a ton of respect for them and how they play.
Flashbacks there early, the way they were you having any flashbacks there early, the way they were
playing?
I
mean, listen, I wasn't trying to overthink it, you know. I mean, I was just like, hey, we warned our guys, these guys will throw ahead and shoot transition threes, and they did, and they made a few of them, and then we made a few of them, and then they made a few more, you know. Not necessarily the start we really loved, but then our guys dug back in the game, and you know, it's 32-22. And then we got it to, I think, then we had 32-32, and then we gave them a 10-0 run. So, yeah, we just got to finish a little bit better there in the end of the first half. But you know, it set us up to play well in the second half, and our guys did.
When you look at Jaden's stat line, he only had 5 points. He was only 1 of 5 from the field, but he was plus 17.
Yeah,
what are the things?
He's done that a lot this year. Well, you know, I mean, I think he does a good job, you know, of you know, not taking shots away from other guys, you know, that are scorers. I mean, sometimes that's important. I think he does a good job, obviously defensively, of making plays, and he makes plays that seem to get us in transition a little bit, you know. And obviously, you know, you make a defensive play, you know, they don't score, and you get a transition basket, you score. I mean, that's like a 4-point turnaround. Those are swings happen fast. So he just does a really good job of impacting the game. I mean, he had a great look about him tonight when he got out on the court. I'm really happy that he played well, and yeah, I mean, the better JB plays overall, the better we are, and he's played pretty good for the most part all season.
I don't think you're a rah guy, but you're down 10 in the first half, down 10 at halftime, whatever it was. Do you get on them? Do you rah them? What do you do?
I mean, not today. I mean, I'm just keep reminding myself that I need to coach calm and confident. You know, I think that's when we're at our best, and I try to, you know, this is sometimes a challenge with my staff, you know, especially some of the Italian guys on my staff, but you know, he brings great spirit and great energy, and he means well, and his fire helps us as well. So, you know, my job is to stay calm and confident. I just told our guys, hey, you know, I mean, that's why over the course of a season, you need the experience against like UCLA and overcome it, which wasn't easy to do. Down 19, then down 17 in the second half to overcome it. I think it gives your guys a certain, you know, sense of belief that we can do this. And our guys came, and we got off to, I mean, for the most part, I think we won every segment in the second half, which was pretty impressive.
Running him off the line in the second half, contesting shots without fouling, holding him to 26 points. Was that second half a picture of what you see?
I mean, it would be. I mean, listen, they're a hard team to prepare for. I mean, they have, you know, packages of offensive sets, you know, that have little counters to them, and they know how to call the counter for the right moment, and they watch you do one thing on defense, they're going to run a counter to it right away, and you know, and our guys were struggling with some of their defensive decision making in the first half, even in the second half a little bit. So I mean, but that goes to a credit to Stanford. That's their system and their style, and I thought our guys just did a little bit better, you know, pressuring the ball. I thought the crowd really impacted the game. You know, it gets back to the theme we've been talking about. You know, some people got followers, we got fans. I mean, our fans participated in that game today, which was pretty special.
Seen out of KJ Lewis in the defensive effort, he's kind of put on the last couple games in the improvements.
I think he's done it for the most part all season. You know, KJ's got amazing instincts defensively. He's got amazing, physical tools and reaction time, and he's not afraid to take a risk. And I don't want to, tame him. I'm good with that. And he's getting more repetitions now, so he's kind of, maybe, has more, data in his database to understand, okay, maybe this isn't the time to go for that steal and things like that. But, that's coming from him learning it, not from me trying to, slow him down, because he's great. I mean, I thought he made a lot of great plays today defensively. And, I think the guy that doesn't always get the credit defensively is Pella. I mean, I think Pella's he's a really good defender. I mean, he gives you everything you've got. I mean, you guys see him at the end of that game, and he's beaten to a pulp. I mean, he puts his body on the line over and over and over again, and I thought he did an incredible job defensively. And obviously, Keyshawn's a great defensive player. JB's a good defensive player. Kylan can be a great defensive player. So, and Caleb. So we're built to be a great defensive team. Now we just need to do it all the time, and for the most part, we have all year. I mean, guys, our defense is, it's maybe left us a few times, and it's pretty glaring, but for the most part, it's been pretty good.
His shoulder, arm, or something in the first half?
Yeah, he did. But I don't think that had anything to do with his minutes tonight. I told Key, after the game, he for in a lot of ways he's been our MVP this year. I mean, he's just such a great guy, a great leader behind the scenes. And, just it was a game that, the way they were defending, I just didn't think that it maybe fit some of his strengths. And we kind of put KJ out there, and we started playing well. And Keyshawn was the first to say, guys, that's awesome. That's basketball. I'm so happy we won, and I'm so happy you guys balled out. You know what I mean? He's an absolute stud. And so just, we had to make a call there, and we made the call, and luckily it worked out.
Well, that kind of fits with what KJ and Jaden had said before about that no one ever gets really upset about someone else getting the glory, that it doesn't matter who it is as long as it's the whole team.
Yeah, I mean, we're a team. I mean, we're a program, and, we talk about that stuff on a daily basis, and, we're never going to be a program that's going to try to showcase one player. We want our team to represent Tucson, and Tucson's a tough blue-collar town, and that's how we want to play, and, no one needs to shine. We just need to get the result, and that's how we approach it.
What kind of adjustments were made with Carlisle being called out?
No real adjustments. I mean, listen, the kid's a heck of a player. You know what I mean? And maybe with him out there, it's a little harder to pressure because he's got such a little burst off the dribble, and he's had an incredible freshman year. So I think that's the thing people don't realize about Stanford. I mean, I think somebody on our staff said this might have been only the fourth game, or they've only lost 3 games at full strength all year. And tonight, obviously, they weren't at full strength. So So I think when you take that into consideration, they're really good.
Yeah, not trying to jinx or anything there, but you have Colorado and SC.
That means you're trying to jinx something.
He was out tonight. SC and Colorado both had 2 key guys, and you haven't had anybody out all year. What do you?
We do, and honestly, probably a little bit of it's luck, but we got a great trainer and we got a great strength coach, and those guys do a great job making sure our guys are ready to play.
Top of the league, mean it right now?
I mean, it's where we want to be. It's where we feel like we belong. We don't take it for granted. We know there's a lot of games to play. We know we got an incredibly tough road trip coming up here. So, let's take tomorrow off, kind of heal up, rest up a little bit, and then start prepping for Utah, and let's go let it rip and see where we're at. But it's where we want to be, and then of course, being in the running for a regular season conference championship means a lot. So I'm proud that's where we're at. But I know there's a lot of work to be done.
All right, Tommy Lloyd, the head coach of your Arizona Wildcats. Shout out to the strength coaches. I mean, we talked about Chris Allen and what he's doing with the women's team and keeping those ladies out there having to play 30-plus minutes a game, a lot of them. I mean, Helena Pueno playing almost 40 minutes a game. And Chris Rounds on the men's side. I mean, he's been here ever since the Sean Miller regime began, continuing to do a phenomenal job. Is like you just heard. We talked about that earlier, J-Dub. I mean, there just hasn't been a lot of injuries when you look at all these other teams that have had injuries like tonight with the guys that Stanford had out. But knock on wood, the Wildcats have not had to deal with that.
I'd also like to give a shout out to Bruce Pascoe, because clearly he's loved by all those guys in that locker room, because otherwise they wouldn't give him so much grief.
Exactly. Bruce does an outstanding job. All right, that's going to wrap up our coverage for tonight. We'd like to thank all the people that were involved with these broadcasts this evening. AJ Camacho running the board on the AM side. Dusty Dale, our guy on the FM side, 107.5. And as always, thanks to JW Madden for the fabulous job that you do, JW, on that side during the shows, and Kelvin Ifan as well for all the analysis that he does here as well. All right, we will be back with you tomorrow. 3 o'clock, DK on the Sports Tip. We can talk about more of this game and this weekend and this now 3-game winning streak for the Arizona Wildcats, who are in first place in the Pac-12 Conference at 8-3, heading to face the Rocky Mountain Schools, Utah, on Thursday night. That'll be an early game at 6, so we'll be on the air at 2 o'clock on Thursday for the Meridian Wealth Management Countdown to Tip-Off show, with tip-off coming up at 6, and then Saturday in Boulder against the Colorado Buffaloes. Those two teams have gone 24-0 at home this season. Thanks to all the folks that called in. Thanks to all of you that texted in as well. We appreciate each and every one of you. Once again, the final score tonight from McHale Center. We'll give you 2 scores. It was a double dip of basketball. In the matinee, Arizona women's basketball knocks off the rival Sun Devils 63-52, 18 points and 15 rebounds from Esmery Martinez. And in the nightcap, it was the guys over Stanford 82-71, thanks to 18 points from Caleb Love and 18 points and 13 rebounds from Umar Balo. My name is David Kelly, and that is a good night for tonight. Bear down, y'all. We'll talk to you on Monday.
We're the best. W-I-L-D. Cats. W-I-L-D. Wildcats. W-I-L-D. Cats. We're wild about the cats.
This is the Meridian Wealth Management Postgame Show on the home of Arizona men's basketball. Wildcats Radio 1290. KCUB Tucson, a Cumulus media station. We have the Arizona Wildcats covered on game day like no one else. We are Wildcats Radio 1290.
He's up all night with you.
We could do this all